16 things people couldn't live without in the 1970s. I know it may be some stuff in here I've seen before from previous videos on the Recollection Road channel, which I'll leave the link to their channel in the description. But it's 16 things, man. I'm excited for this because, like I said, being an 80s baby, I like to see what came into the 80s from the 70s. So appreciate all the love and support with you guys coming over. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Recollection Road is proud to partner with Legacy Box. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about digitizing your family's irreplaceable memories, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection for an incredible 55% off. You may not have owned an Atari console during the 1970s, but at the very least, you knew somebody who did, and you made sure to do everything in your power to win their friendship. The very idea of playing video games in the comfort of our own homes, without ever worrying if we had enough quarters, seemed unheard of. But during the 1970s, we witnessed the birth of video gaming as we know it today, and leading the charge was the legendary Atari. This cutting-edge gaming console brought a whole new world of interactive entertainment into our living rooms. Whether it was Pong or Space Invaders, Atari games provided endless hours of joy and friendly competition among friends and family.
I had an Atari. I remember that.
But gaming wasn't the only creative outlet for kids back then. Remember those school projects where you would make homemade ashtrays? It was a time when these types of arts and crafts were the best gifts to give your parents. These unique ashtrays, always made with love, would often become cherished keepsakes for parents and grandparents alike.
Got kids making ashtrays? What?
When it came to mealtime, and more specifically dinner, the 70s introduced a game changer for busy households, Hamburger Helper.
Boy.
This culinary creation revolutionized the way families prepared ground beef. With just a pound of ground beef and a box of Hamburger Helper, anyone could whip up a quick dish that pleased the whole family. Plus, who could forget the white glove mascot that lended a helping hand to mealtime, while also making Hamburger Helper a household name during the late 1970s.
Used to love Hamburger Helper. I haven't had it in a while.
As the temperature rose during hot summer days, there was nothing that kept you cooler better than the good old water hose. Whether you were getting a drink from it or running...
Hey, I tell you what. You gotta let that thing run for a minute though. You end up swallowing a spider. Oh, just think about it.
Through the sprinkler to cool off with friends, the water hose became an essential part of spending all day outside, playing and exploring the neighborhood.
Watermelons was huge.
Fashion in the 1970s was all about making a statement, and boy, did we stand out with our big collars and big pant legs.
Boy.
Shirts with outrageously wide collars became a fashion staple for both men and women, creating a distinctive look that's now synonymous with the disco era. And those bell-bottom pants, which flared out from the knee down, added another unmistakable look from the 1970s. They were perfect for strutting your stuff on the dance floor and showing off your best moves in these funky, fashionable styles that define the 1970s.
Man.
In the 1970s, communication took a leap forward with the introduction of answering machines. No longer did we have to race to answer the phone. Now callers could leave a message for us to listen to later. It was a game changer that gave us more control over not missing phone calls and added a touch of technology to every home.
Answer machines came in the 70s, huh?
And let's not forget the era-defining music experience of the 1970s, 8-track tapes. These chunky tapes allowed us to listen to our favorite music on the go, and made our favorite music portable for the first time. From rock and roll to disco hits, 8-track tapes provided many with the soundtrack to their younger days. And there was nothing like cruising up and down the street in your first car with the windows down and a tape in the 8-track player.
Shocking Blue. Peter Frampton was
Saturday mornings were the pinnacle of the week for kids in the 1970s. As the weekend rolled in, we'd wake up early, grab a gigantic bowl of our favorite sugary cereal,
Yeah.
and then eagerly await the start of our favorite cartoons. The likes of Scooby-Doo, the Jetsons, and the Flintstones brought smiles to living rooms across the country, creating treasured memories that still resonate with us today. Saturday morning was supposed to be just about the cartoons, but the Schoolhouse Rock shorts snuck in there, teaching us about multiplication, history, and the differences between conjunctions and interjections, without us even realizing it. Thanks to their catchy songs, we knew all about how a bill became a law without ever cracking open a book.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
In the 1970s, hitchhiking was a common and accepted mode of travel for
crazy.
adventurers seeking new experiences. With a simple thumbs up on the roadside, one could hitch a ride to somewhere new and share stories with fellow travelers along the way. While it may sound risky by today's standards, hitchhiking was a trusted and more affordable way for some people to get where they were going during this time.
Nah, bruh.
Tiger Beat magazine catered to the hearts of teenage girls across the nation. This teen idol magazine featured dreamy heartthrobs gracing its glossy pages, from pop stars to actors and athletes. Many people plastered their bedroom walls with posters of their favorite stars, and the magazine became the go-to source for celebrity gossip and crush-worthy content.
Tiger Beat.
Family outings in the 1970s were often filled with adventure and togetherness, especially when traveling in a classic station wagon. These spacious vehicles allowed families to spread out while embarking on road trips, picnics, or even a trip to the grocery store. The kids always wanted to ride in the very back so they could wave and make faces at passing cars, or even lay down and catch up on the newest issue of Tiger Beat while you traveled from place to place. One very popular spot for family fun during the 1970s was the local skating rink. This was the perfect place to meet up with friends on the weekend, and roller skating just happened to pair perfectly with the sounds of disco music, making us feel free enough to show off our roller skating skills to friends. The skating rink was also a place to just hang out and play arcade games, if skating wasn't your thing.
Fun
When it came to
times.
home entertainment, the Sony Betamax was ahead of its time. This revolutionary video recording system allowed us to watch our favorite movies and TV shows in the comfort of our homes. With Betamax, movie nights became possible without having to wait for the annual airing of The Wizard of Oz or The Sound of Music. Betamax brought the family together for movies, and it was at the forefront of what became the movie rental industry of the 1980s.
Of the 80s. Okay.
Everybody likes a lollipop every now and then, and Charms Blow Pops were the favored lollipop of the 1970s. They arrived in candy stores in 1973 and were a 2-for-1 deal. When a kid was done licking and crunching the hard candy lollipop, they still had the soft bubblegum center to chew on. These colorful lollipops that came in various flavors satisfied the sweet tooths of a generation.
I remember those. Oh yeah, the Apple one was so good.
The 1970s were filled with gadgets and gizmos that required a lot of power, and D batteries were the unsung heroes that kept them running. From portable radios and flashlights to toys, new electronics, and other household items, these large batteries were a staple in pretty much every home. This decade was when cordless devices became more and more common, and D batteries ensured we never ran out of power. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and maybe even consider.
Yeah, man. Like I said, being born in 1980, exact 1980, and just knowing that the stuff came over from the 70s. I love these videos because, like, I'm just looking at, like, I remember as a youngster going to the skating ring, and every time it was a fight. I'm not saying that they weren't fighting when y'all went, but I just remember a lot of times the fights would turn into like gunshots or just whatever the case. Like, it just seemed like when you guys were having fun, y'all didn't have to worry about much. Now it's like you go out, you got to watch your back. You got to make sure nobody, you know what I mean? It just, these videos like really keep me calm. They're so like relaxing and so much nostalgia, because like you just know, like, first of all, the prices for stuff was just amazing, but it's so calming just seeing this. I don't know if it's the background music or what, the brother's voice, I don't know, but just watching these videos, man, it's just brings me so much joy. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, go ahead, like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. Peace out.